You brought a guy in that fights once a year who's like Madonna, who probably gets like, I mean, how much money does that dictator give him on the table?
But this man goes back to Chechnya, sucks off a
Former
dictator,
UFC
sucks
middleweight
him off.
champion Sean Strickland ignited controversy when he publicly criticized the reigning title holder, Khamzat Chimaev, during a February 2026 interview. What began as routine pre-fight media for his bout against Anthony Hernandez at Ultimate Fighting Championship Houston quickly turned into a verbal barrage that sent shockwaves across the entire 185-pound division. Strickland had been inactive for nearly a year due to a suspension from the Nevada State Athletic Commission following a post-fight altercation at a regional event. He received a fine and mandatory anger management counseling, but when he returned to the spotlight, he wasn't focused on his own absence. His attention was locked on the champion and on what he saw as a stalled division. Chimaev had captured the middleweight title in August 2025 with a dominant victory over Dricus du Plessis. However, months passed without a scheduled title defense. Reports indicated he underwent foot surgery after the bout and was also dealing with a lingering shoulder injury from a motorcycle accident prior to the fight. With Ramadan approaching in early 2026, his return timeline stretched even further, potentially delaying any defense until midsummer, nearly a full year after winning the belt. To Strickland, the situation was unacceptable. He suggested the UFC had effectively frozen the division by placing the title on a fighter who competed infrequently. His tone wasn't playful or promotional. It carried the frustration of a veteran watching opportunity slip away for himself and others. The criticism grew sharper when Strickland referenced Chimaev's ties to Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov. Strickland argued that the champion's close relationship with Kadyrov, including public appearances and reports of luxury gifts, meant Chimaev did not rely solely on fight purses for income. In Strickland's view, financial comfort removed the urgency to defend the title regularly. He went further, claiming the champion could simply hold the belt indefinitely while the rest of the division waited. The implication was clear. Inactivity at the top was choking the entire contender line. Chimaev responded calmly in a separate interview, noting that Strickland had never voiced these complaints directly when they previously trained at the same Las Vegas gym. He also pointed out that visa issues had prevented him from remaining in the United States, suggesting the timing of the criticism was convenient. Rather than escalating verbally, he issued a simple invitation. If the issue was personal, Strickland knew where to find him, beyond the personal rivalry. The debate touched a deeper issue. What happens when a champion cannot defend frequently? Fighters climb rankings by staying active, but a dormant title creates uncertainty, delaying paydays and career momentum. Strickland framed the problem in blunt terms, not as a feud between two men, but as a structural failure affecting every contender at middleweight. Whether motivated by genuine concern, personal animosity, or both, his remarks reignited discussion about how the UFC handles inactive champions. For fans and fighters alike, the question lingered. Was this just another war of words, or a warning sign that one of the sport's deepest divisions was grinding to a halt? At the heart of Sean Strickland's argument was not only frustration, it was economics. He claimed that pursuing the middleweight title currently made less financial sense than staying active in non-title fights. For a professional fighter with a limited prime, waiting a year or more for a single opportunity could mean millions lost in potential earnings. Ranked contenders typically earn solid purses per fight, especially when bonuses and sponsorships are included. Competing 2 or 3 times annually can provide steady income and maintain visibility. But if the champion is unavailable, top contenders may be forced into long layoffs while holding their ranking position, effectively freezing their earning power. Strickland illustrated this with a hypothetical scenario involving Anthony Hernandez. Even if Hernandez defeated him and earned a number 1 contender spot, he could still face a year-plus wait for a title shot depending on the champion's recovery timeline. In that case, taking regular high-profile fights might be far more profitable than sitting idle. Injury history was another pillar of Strickland's critique. He argued that after nearly every appearance, Khamzat Chimaev seemed to emerge with a significant medical issue, followed by months of rehabilitation. While many fighters compete through injuries, Strickland suggested this pattern created repeated stoppages that prevented the division from moving forward. To be fair, Chimaev's health struggles are well documented. A severe COVID-19 infection in 2020 caused respiratory complications that sidelined him for over a year. Weight-cutting problems, visa complications, and physical injuries have also disrupted his schedule. After winning the belt, surgery and pre-existing damage further delayed his return. Religious observance added another layer. As a devout Muslim, Chimaev typically avoids fighting during Ramadan, a period of fasting that can complicate intense training camps. Many fighters adjust their schedules around it, but the timing in 2026 pushes earliest comeback into the summer. The rivalry between Strickland and Chimaev also stems from their time training together at Extreme Couture in Las Vegas. Each man tells a different story about those sessions. Chimaev claiming dominance in grappling exchanges, Strickland disputing that narrative. No footage has surfaced publicly, leaving fans to speculate. Ultimately, the controversy highlights a broader issue within the Ultimate Fighting Championship. The organization has no strict rule mandating how often champions must defend their titles. In some cases, interim belts are introduced. In others, the promotion simply waits. Historical precedents show champions have been stripped for inactivity, but decisions are made case by case. Strickland's stance is simple. He refuses to pause his career waiting for anyone. His priority is activity, income, and momentum, even if that means bypassing the title picture temporarily. For him, the belt remains the ultimate goal, just not at the cost of losing years of competitive prime. As the middleweight division watches and waits, the tension continues to build. Whether Chimaev returns soon or remains sidelined, the debate sparked by Strickland has already reshaped the conversation. It is no longer just about two outspoken fighters. It is about the future pace of an entire weight class, and how long contenders are willing to stand still while the championship picture remains uncertain.